Dude, I gotta tell you, I love refunds. They are awesome. They make my day. In fact, when someone messages my customer support with something like,
"Oh my god, what? Refund? Becker? Stupid!"
And then my support staff is like, "Dude, Righteous, thanks so much. You're like the best customer ever. In fact, here's a free gift card from Starbucks. You get a free mochaccino, oh my god."
Now, on a funny note, I actually have given away a mochaccino in a refund request. I don't know why. I was just like, here, have a mochaccino. It's great. On me. Just go. Be happy. With that being said, why would I be so happy about refunds? Why are they so great? Well, that is because refunds are one of the most important tactics in my closing strategy that I use on almost every pitch or sales process I do ever. And it allows me to triple sales on something without any extra work. I literally stick this closing process on the end of things and it will triple my sales almost every single time, at least double them. And today what I'm going to be showing on ABTV is that exact closing process and the 3 steps to it. If you tack on to whatever you're doing right now, you're going to see a drastic increase in sales. So that's exactly what we're going to be getting into on ABTV. Now, to understand this close, you must understand what is the most powerful driving force in the human brain. And that driving force is pain and the avoidance of it. Now look, I'm not going to go all Emperor Palpatine on you and be like, use fear to sell things online, dark side, ooh. Sorry about that, but I'm not going to be doing that right now. This is actually a very happy message that I'm going to be delivering to you. What you need to realize is most people are not motivated by gain. This is why when you look out in the world, there's so many people that want so much out of life. They want to see the world, they want to get six-packs abs, they want to be better with women, they want to make millions of dollars online. People want all these things, but they don't go and do it. Why? Why? It's because the pain outweighs the desire for gain. And 99% of the time, this is how most people behave. And even you, even if you're a go-getter, even if you're a business owner, there are many situations in your life where pain outweighs the gain, so you just don't go and do something. This is why if you start talking to a guy who sits in his house and smokes pot all day and does nothing and says, look, I can show you how to change your life, make 10 grand a month, just follow this process, he'd go, that's really cool. He'd do it for a week and then you never hear from him ever again. However, if you break into that stoner's house with a gun, put it to his head and said, I'm going to stand here and make sure you make money, and if you fail to make money, I'm going to shoot you. Guess what? He's going to get to work really fast and keep working until he makes money. So you can see right there, just the base level in that dramatic example, pain will make somebody do something so much faster than their own personal gain. So when you're pitching somebody, do you want to rely on telling them how much it's going to change their life and improve everything? Or do you want to make it more painful not to buy it? With all that being said, sorry for picking on stoners. I know a ton of people that smoke pot that are great people. You might be one of them. Shame on you. It's illegal, you silly goose. Now, all in all, when you're watching ABTV, I don't tell you to look at the tactics. I don't tell you to look at the words of what's going on in sales copy or sales letters or anything. What you need to look at is the overall sway of emotions the writer or salesperson is trying to get the person to do. And if you look in really good sales letters, what's going on at the end of it is not them trying to increase the want or desire for the product. What is happening is the person's trying to make it more painful not to buy it than it is painful to buy it. Now look, if you're in a pitch and you're pitching a product, I don't know, about how to meet more women, and some guys listen to you for a whole entire hour and you're rolling into the close, you're starting to pitch your product. If he's been there for an hour, guess what? He wants what you have to sell. Now, why would he not buy it? Because the pain of buying it outweighs the pain of not buying it. So what's going on when any person is ever looking into buying something, there's a little battle going on between the pain of not buying it and the pain of buying it. So when you get to your close, you're not trying to use some secret lingo. You're not trying to tell people how much it's going to improve their life. What you need to do is you have to win this battle. You have to make your product so painful not to buy and very unpainful to buy. And when you're able to balance it like this, you're going to see 10 times more sales coming from anything you do just by putting a close on it, because people are motivated by pain. So you make the pain of not buying your product the most painful thing going on at that point in time. Now you'll see this everywhere, and it's almost irrelevant on how much money the person has. For example, when I first made my first big chunk of money online, I had more than enough to get my first Ferrari. I had more than enough to make the monthly payments. It was easy. However, the pain of buying a car was still too high to me, and so I did not go out there and get it, even though I wanted it. Just like a person who wants your product will not get it because the pain is too high. So I waited a year until it was very unpainful for me to buy it, where I could buy it without even thinking about it. There was no pain at all. Boom, got the Ferrari. The decision was purely based on pain. And when you start paying attention, you'll notice people yanking pain out of pitches everywhere. For example, have you ever seen the mattresses where people don't have to pay for 6 months? The person doesn't feel an ounce of pain, yet they get a $5,000 mattress. Why are they doing that, even if they don't even have the money for the mattress at the time? Because there's no pain involved. Or notice people who are very cheap in their day-to-day lives. They will pack their lunch to work, they will drive a Honda that is very gas efficient, but they will go to Vegas and drop $5,000 on bottles of alcohol. Why can they do that? Because at the point of time when they're buying those alcoholic bottles, there is no pain in buying them because they're wasted. Now, in our sales pitches, we cannot get people wasted. We cannot give them alcohol. However, there are many ways to remove pain, and I've broken it down to a 3-step process I want to tell you right now. Now, the first step to all of this is very simple. We just have to remove doubt in people's minds that it will work for them. Now, at the end of most pitches, people trust you. They believe what you're selling works. They don't believe it will work for them. So what we have to do right away is we have to go out there and first list a bunch of benefits. Whenever I'm closing something, I don't get into the fine details. People don't buy fine details. They don't buy features. What I first do is I build up a bunch of benefits to increase the value. I show them everything they're going to gain from it. Now, we're not going to focus on gain in this pitch, but we do build up the value right away. Then what I like to do is show them how many other people have done it. Because first thing they're going to think is, okay, all this stuff is really great, but have other people like me been able to do this? The next thing I do is remove all responsibility from them. What you need to do with your products, and the best way to get something to sell, is to make it push button and take all the responsibility out of them for making it work. For example, like a mattress. You lay on it. Can you do that? Great. Person's going to do that. Now, when you're selling information, example, information product, maybe about SEO or picking up women or whatever, the person is not going to believe that even if they buy your product, that they can follow it and perform it. So what you need to do is you need to take as much responsibility out of their hands and put it on you. There's ways you can do this with personal coaching, making your software more push button, or throwing a software in there that does things for them. Now, this isn't to say people are lazy. Most people are not lazy, but you have to make them believe it will work for them. Then finally, what you want to do, and the first step, the final step of this, is make whatever you're selling a job, especially when you're selling information marketing. Most people like security. Most people want something they can do, repeat over and over without having to think. That's why a lot of people have jobs. Now, if you can go out there and turn what you're doing into a job, aka all you have to do is wake up in the morning, get into our Facebook chat group, do exactly what I say. You don't have to think or anything like that. Boom, you can move forward, you'll be able to make money with this. It does not rely on you at all. Once you're able to do that, and if you're able to set up a system like that, you're going to have something that people instantly want and believe will work for them. And now, all you have to do is win the pain battle. I'm about to tell you exactly how to do that. Now, at this point in time, people want what you're selling, not only because they want it, because there's no responsibility on their part. People love that. I know it's a little evil, but that's just how things work. The second thing we have to do after this is increase the pain of not buying. So how do we do this? How do we increase the pain of not buying our product? First off, we can offer a one-time price. In all my webinars, I offer a 50% off price off the standard price of whatever I'm selling. Therefore, there's a huge amount of pain of not buying right there. Then after that, I'll start throwing in bonuses that will be taken away if you do not buy the product at this point in time. I'll throw in like my favorite book, and I'll throw in some other modules or courses that have nothing to do with the course, so they are truly bonuses, not just additions to the course that I've just separated into bonuses. And by doing that, it makes the person go, oh man, I'm gonna lose those things too, and I'm gonna pay double. On top of that, I throw in scarcity. Hey, if you don't hop in this now, it's limited to 100 people. There's 1,000 people in this webinar right now. If you don't hop in, you're not going to be able to get this product. Again, it's super painful not to get the product because they're going to miss out on all this stuff. And at this point in time in the pitch, they know everything they're about to lose. They're going to miss out if they do not act right now. Then finally, what you do is you really rub it in. This is a little bit evil, but if a person's looking at your software, for example, they want their software to manage their staff. Why would they be in the pitch right now if they don't want the software? And what they're thinking in their head, they're weighing out not getting the software and doing things the old way or getting the software and doing things the new way. What you need to do at that point in time, you start rubbing in. Well, you're going to have to go back to handling your staff manually. You're going to have to go back to the long hours of doing this. You're going to go back to all the negative things that you hate. Or you can just press this button, get this software, and everything works perfectly. And you want to rub that in with all the painful things we're taking away if they don't buy right now. Suddenly, the pain of not buying is getting pretty high up there, but there still is the pain of buying based on the price and how much the person wants at that point in time. So what we need to do next, step 3, is we have to make the pain of buying plummet. So that is so painful not to buy and so painless to buy. Now this is where my good friend Mr. Refund Guarantee comes in. And if you get creative with your refund guarantee, there is no tactic more powerful at reducing the pain to just astronomical, just low levels. If you look out there, a lot of people, they shop at Nordstrom's a lot. You ever been to that store? You know you can refund anything there. You can literally go buy their underwear and then a week later, after wearing them all week, be like, yeah, though, these are too snug for me. I need a refund them. They'll be like, ah, cool, just give me those underwear, I'll take them back. And you know what happens? A lot of women, and a lot of actually men in general, will go to that store and just buy tons of stuff because in the back of their head they're like, you know, I can run through mud with this and I can still refund it. Now, did they refund a lot of stuff? Yes, but they also keep a lot of stuff. And then suddenly, they're buying all their stuff at Nordstrom's. Suddenly, they have the confidence to spend way more money than they should be spending at Nordstrom's. And you know what happens a lot of times? A lot of people will justify their large purchases, their irresponsible purchases, because they can refund it at any time. And what happens a lot of times when people have these type of refund guarantees is they will never, ever use them. For example, my mother would always do this. She'd go to JCPenney and she'd just buy a ton of clothes and be like, well, I can refund it, you know? And my mom comes home and has a ton of clothes she doesn't want, and then she doesn't have time to go refund it. But her sole reason for buying the clothes was refunding. So this is why we want to have crazy refund guarantees, because if you can do that, people are going to jump over the edge. I bought my Rolex. The thing that pushed me over, even though I could completely afford it, was hey, you know, I can refund this in a month if I don't like it. I've never refunded my Rolex. I've had it for years now. So let's get into how we do this. When you're doing your refund guarantee, don't just have the lame 30-day guarantee. A lot of people just, they go through their pitch and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, 30-day refund guarantee. Yeah, that's not cool, all right? That's not fun. Nobody gets excited about that. What I do is I make my refund guarantee a spectacle, okay? Here's how it goes. Basically, a person comes in and I say, look, you got 30 days. If you don't like the color of the course, you don't like my hairstyle, you don't like anything about the course, you can refund it at any time. And if United Customer Support doesn't have your back, you can, heck, message me on Facebook. Here's my Facebook, you know, here's my phone number. Message me at any time and I will make sure the refund gets taken care of that just right away for you. And on top of that, after 60 days, if you've used my course and it has not worked for you, you've applied everything in the course and you can prove you've applied things in the course, after 60 days, I'll give you double your money back. And I make this a big deal in the pitch. I'm like, you can get away with murder in the initial 30 days. You don't even have to reason. You can just refund it whenever you want. And after 60 days, if this course does not work for you, you can just get double your money back. You'll make a profit by buying it right now. Now look at that. The pain of buying just sunk through the floor. There's zero risk. There's no reason not to buy it because the refund guarantee is so ridiculous. Now, you know how many people have used that double refund guarantee? Like one. Just one. There it goes. That's all in the history of doing that, because people don't get around to doing that, especially 60 days later. So just with that simple guarantee right there, I'm able to take the pain so low, triple my sales, because I've increased the pain so much already. And then the final thing I do to drastically increase sales is the main reason why a lot of people don't buy things is paying that initial amount up front is very painful. Imagine if people had to buy cars in cash. No one would buy cars. What you then do is you offer reasonable payment plans. I do very well. Whenever I buy a product, I still get the payment plan because it's less painful. I'm like, oh, there's no refund in, I can get the payment plan, why not? I sometimes don't even go through the courses I buy, and I'm sure a lot of people do that as well. So offer that payment plan to make the pain of buying just so low and the pain of not buying incredible. And at that point in time, all you have to do is remind them of the pain of not buying. All those things I talked about. You're going to lose the bonus, this price. You're probably not going to get in because everyone's going to get sold out and you have to go back to doing things the way you hate. Or you can buy right now. There's absolutely no pain, no risk. Heck, you can make a profit from buying. Boom. That is how you convert people that are on the fence over to you, and you get all those people that normally wouldn't buy, but they're on the fence, to jump over in hordes and double, triple your sales. And when it comes to the refund rates, it is nowhere close to the amount of extra sales you have made. Nowhere close at all. So with that all being said, that is my 3 steps to increasing the power of any pitch in closing at a much, much higher rate. If you enjoyed all this kind of stuff, I'd appreciate if you go below, hit the bonus content. If you go and hit tweet, I'm going to show you this process actually laid out in a text form, in a little PDF. And on top of that, be sure to go below and friend me on Facebook. I love to see what you guys are doing with your business. On top of that, if you look at the upper left-hand, right-hand corner, I don't know where I'm pointing, but there's a link that says AB Charity. And what I do is I have these events where I'll travel around the country, help people with their businesses, and then we donate all the money from the events to a charity that helps people that are less fortunate start being entrepreneurs. It's really cool, and I'd appreciate if you check it out. Finally, and I know there's a lot of plugs, there's an invite to a webinar below that I'm going to be having, I think, about a week from now, where I'm going to be breaking down my entire sales process and how you can sell anything online 10 times more. If you want to get more information like this, hop in the webinar. They're always a blast. People always walk away really happy. So all that being said, this is Alex Becker. Thank you so much for watching ABTV, and hopefully you can close a little bit better now. All right, I'll talk to you soon.